that leads to my next question. Do you have any hobbies apart from the art? Do you have any other hobbies you do?
I have any other hobbies.
And how do you balance your personal life with the art space?
Yeah. So in terms of hobbies, I used to do a lot of things. I used to play football actually.
Okay. Were you good?
It depends. I think people I play with have said I have been good. But I know I have not been the best I could be.
Okay.
You understand? Like, I was competent, but I was not a star.
Okay,
Like, I was better at other things.
Better,
I feel like, I do some acrobatics. I feel like if I had invested in the acrobatics as much as I did in, like, the football, I probably would have been better at that. Yeah. I also, I like to draw. I've recently picked up again doing these cardboard models. And that's a whole other side story.
I just figured that recently.
I have been doing it as a kid, but I stopped doing it. And then I have been reintroduced to it, right? I like to dance, man. Like, I'm not the best dancer, but like, I remember in university, one of like my favorite things to do with my friends was during the weekends, after a long week of, academics beating the shit out of you. You go out,
to just stuff.
Have fun. It's like just fool around, dance. I love that stuff, man. But these days, I would say like I mostly do filmmaking stuff. Yeah.
So, we're talking about your personal life with your hair. Do you usually get this kind of negative stereotypes on your day-to-day activities?
Yeah. What I see more is that people stare at me when I'm walking around.
Okay.
Like, because of my hair. And I think...
Does it have to do with the negative side? Or do they stare you in a negative way?
I think it depends. I think you can't tell, right? Because sometimes people can stare at you and they are frowning, but they are just like, oh, what is this guy wearing on his head? Like, it might not even be negative. It's just like, it's a curiosity, right? But I think it has gotten more common over the years. Because, like, I'm telling you, I took time off from university to come back in 2014. At the time, I was growing an afro.
Okay.
And from the time I was a kid, I always wanted to grow my hair out as long. And back then teachers would force you to cut your hair, right? So I would often keep my hair till they forced me to cut my hair. So after I wrote to WASSCE, I was like, fuck it, I'll not do it. So when I had admission to go to university, it was now you have to do visa interview. My mom and co, they pressure me, they'll deny you the visa or cut the hair. So it pained me, I went and cut the hair. But that was my last haircut. And in university throughout, I didn't cut the hair. But I was doing an afro initially. But when I came back to Ghana to explore making films, I was just like, I'm going to do the Rasta. So I stopped combing it. And then it was an afro that gradually transformed into dreadlocks, free form. And that was the most difficult year in terms of perception. Because they had never seen me in dreadlocks. Because Tim Tony throughout that period, if you don't down cut, if you even grow the hair, some small afro.
So does it have to do with your family or just society?
It was family and society, right? Because I think when you grow the hair, there's a lot of connotations about it. You started doing bad things. You started doing drugs. You started,
especially drugs.
You don't respect.
You don't respect,
right? But I think I've always been a respectful person. I think I do relate to people with respect. So the people close to me could never use that against you. Right? I remember my mom initially was pushing against it. And then I would have like some uncles summon me to advise me, my father passed away when I was 10, so which is why it was my uncles, because like male intervention, that kind of thing. But over the course of time, they just came to realize that perhaps I will do what I will do. So I think they then started to be like, let us see what will happen. And I didn't go and get into trouble. I didn't go and do anything. So they just accepted. And over the years, they even started to like it. To the point where like I started growing it in 2014. My mom didn't like it. Fast forward to 2017. I'm back in the US. I'd gone back to school to finish. I just decided to cut my hair one random day. And I put some pictures, Sakura pictures. And everyone was freaking out.
I'll put it on the screen for you guys.
And my mother called me and said, I cut the hair. Oh, what did I do with the locks? I said, I left in the barber shop. It's like, I didn't keep it and give it to her,
So now she started liking it.
So it's now that you are telling me you like the hair.
Like the hair.
You've been hating on this hair since I started, right? But it was this thing, right? So I think this time around, if they have negative assumptions, I don't pay attention to it. Like, I think sometimes I don't really look at how people are looking at me when I go out. Like, it's only when it's obvious. Like when you're walking in the camera, you're looking at you like this. I'm like, okay, I see that you're looking at me. But I don't really scan to be like who's looking at me and why. So it's just when like an encounter, like, okay, you're an attendant and I'm dealing with you. Sometimes there's an attitude people give that you're like, okay, they had certain negative assumptions. That happens here and there, but not too much.
Are there some positives with the hair?
Are there some positives?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some advantages sometimes.
Oh yeah, I think, it's a curiosity. Like there's this concept that they call peacocking, right? Like in the pickup artist world, it's like, oh, you have some funny like colored hats that you're wearing. It's a conversation starter, with people, right? So I think
it's a conversation.
So I think this ends up being a conversation starter, right? Sometimes people will be like, hey, I like your hair, and then it starts a conversation. People ask, where do you lock your hair? And I tell them, well, I didn't go to lock my hair. It's free form. And then they ask, oh, what do you mean by that? And then I tell them, because I remember when I was a kid, we had all of these assumptions and random myths about how dreadlocks is done. We used to say, oh, they'll break eggs in their hair.
Yeah,
I used to believe that. So, and I'm like, okay, well,
I used to hear that.
I didn't break any eggs in my hair. I just stopped combing it, and it's happened as it would happen. Yeah.
How do you, what's even the word to use? Update yourself in the movie settings or the new technology and the new stuff? I mean, how do you keep up?
Yeah. So with like the landscape of film, as I have witnessed it in the time that I have been intent on, building my capacity in it and becoming competent in it, a lot has changed. I remember when I first started, a big challenge was, hey, I want to do moving shots. I want the characters moving out, moving with them. But it's shaking. And it's not nice, right? Not nice. So how do you stabilize it? I remember I built this PVC, it's like a steering wheel. They call it a fig rig, just to be able to get, because when you hold the camera, the grip is so narrow that it shakes too much. But when you widen the grip a bit, you have some control, right? Yeah. So it's like doing some DIY things to solve problems. But now gimbals are so accessible.
So at the beginning, you were creating your own.
Yeah, at the beginning, like a lot of it was necessity, right? Because I want to make films, but I don't have money to pay editors. Okay. I don't have money to pay actors. Okay. I don't have money to pay screenwriters. So I had to learn how to do all of these things to be able to create. Okay. Right? Because if I was like, oh, I'm going to wait to get the money to then pay this person, I will end up not making the thing eventually.
And how long can you keep that?
Exactly. So the early films I was writing, I was directing, I was shooting, I was editing. And also on the side of certain equipment that I didn't have the resources to buy, I will look on YouTube and be like DIY stabilization mechanism. Then they'll give me the options and there'll be YouTube tutorials that I can follow to make them out of, various objects. So I used to go to town, get PVC pipes, get these things, and I'll just sort of see how I can put them together to create things that can make things better. Right? Okay. But over the years, the technology, like drones, have become more accessible. You can get, used to be, you need to get into a helicopter and get the bird's eye view, but now drones, right?
Drones are out,
gimbals are becoming cheaper and cheaper, right? Recording devices are becoming cheaper and cheaper. So the technology is evolving very, very fast. Now we have AI, entering the scene, and really in the creative space, it seems like it really is disrupting the space, because you look at graphic design, you're able to enter a prompt.
Now it just happens. I think AI helps script writers out. Does it?
So the thing is, it depends on how you use it, right? Because again, there's a lot of ethical concerns, because a lot of this AI has been trained on arts and work from other creatives that they've posted online. So you have created your own style as an artist, Roma. You've then posted this to share with your audience. Now, these AI training models would then scour the internet, see your art, and then train on it to be able to effortlessly replicate what you spent years honing. Okay. Right? So now, who's using ChatGPT or whatever, I type, art in Roma style, and it just gives it to me, and I'm able to pose I am an originator of it. So it's very tricky, right? Also, it's my thing is you can use it as a personal assistant or a collaborator maybe in some extent.
You're not solely dependent on it.
Put the entire responsibility of doing the work onto it, you are denying yourself the opportunity to build competence at a thing. For instance, you take two people who want to write a script. One is an experienced script writer. Another has no experience in screenwriting, but they know if I type a prompt, it would give me something. Now, the experienced screenwriter has taste. They have discernment. They have better judgment as to what works for the story and what doesn't work. So when he's working with the system, the AI, and it gives him bullshit, you'd be like, hey, this is bullshit. I don't want that. I want it this way.
Okay.
They have vision because they have built competence from practice. However, the person who doesn't have that competence, it's like, oh, I want to write a script. AI gives them, and they're accepting it.
Whatever they
so
get,
that's why you see people, they'll send an email and they're putting enter full name here. Like they are leaving the details because they have not learned, they don't have vision of what they're trying to express. So they are just accepting
whatever it brings
So
out.
I'd say, like, if you have a kid who's trying to become an artist and you are exposing him to AI arts, maybe you are denying him the opportunity of ever being able to build that competence. But allow him to build that competence, perhaps he's able to push it to do so much better than the person who doesn't have that competence. So I think we need to think about it in terms of how do we use this in a way that doesn't erode at our competence. Because if it's not there and I feel like I can't create, then now,
then you know, what's the essence of your
tool, or am I the one being controlled by this? Yeah.
So the advice from this is do not depend on it. It should be like an app where you can go to for certain assistance.
Yeah, no, in the same way, like I wouldn't say, hey Roma, I want to do this. Do it for me and I'll put my name on it like I did it. But I come and it's like, hey Roma, I'm trying to work on this thing. I know you have more experience in it than I do. Can we have a conversation so that you share certain insights with me that allow me to have the perspective to do it with more competence, right? You can engage with AI like that, right? You know, hey, I want to write this script. I know what I want to write. Yeah, I'll give you an example of how I use it. Like, say sometimes I want to write, say, like a treatment, right? I would usually write it by hand first.
Like you draw it.
Yeah, I'll write a first draft by hand first, right? And then, you know, like when it is expressed, I then put it in there and be like, here's a concept for a thing I'm trying to do. Like, can you like assess it and let me know your thoughts? It gives me back its thoughts, right? I'm like, how do you think it can be improved? They give me back its thoughts. Now, in the same way I'll be conversing with you, I can accept certain ideas or reject other ideas. But the foundation is I need to have a vision of what I'm trying to do. So that is giving me stuff that doesn't fit in that vision, I reject it. If you give me stuff that fits with that vision, I'm like, okay, here's how I see it can work. So I add it.